The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Monker, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2017. All rights are reserved.
The role of a woman in the society is to submit. Birth control are the pills of the devil. Education is so fundamental to the development of a people. Hang murderers. Simple as that. What am I voting for? Voting will change nothing.
Tout le monde haïtien, como ye. God save the Queen. Broadcasting live from ILTV here in Nassau, Bahamas. Welcome to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. I'm a Justice of the Peace here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And of course, I'm a member of the Holy Roman Catholic Church. Praise the Lord. I'm joined in studio by my spiritual advisor, who is also a biblical scholar, Bradley Roll. Brother Roll, as usual, welcome to Freedom March.
Thank you, Mr. Monker. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to be here. I thank you.
And I'm always honored to have you.
Absolutely.
You are so inspiring because in these days, all kind of things happening.
Yes, and we could always use a word from the Lord.
That is true. It's
encouragement.
Powerful.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, today, I was terrified. I was driving in the back of the Queen Elizabeth Sports Center when a Negro man driving a huge Mount Drill Ridge truck. You know them truck that got that kind of drill you dig a hole with? Well, he didn't stop and he almost killed 2 police officers. And I even didn't know they were policemen, but praise the Lord, the police officers was smart. They slowed down right in time. And of course, I was happy when they followed that man and stopped him. And I sure hope that they give him a ticket because it was dangerous and reckless. And my spiritual advisor, at 10:19, this man came out of the rear of the sports center with this huge ridge. I've never seen one as big as that. Almost killed 2 police officers.
So he failed to stop.
Failed to stop.
All right.
And then he was followed by another Negro man in a white truck who almost crushed into me. It's a good thing I know how to press brakes. All right?
Defensive driving.
Well, not press brakes. Actually, I pressed gas.
You did?
I pressed gas.
The speed up to avoid him. Okay.
And I hope the police give him a ticket or I'm going to report the 2 policemen. Almost killed the policeman.
Yeah, well, I'm sure if the police went after him.
I mean, it's horrible, man.
Yeah.
Goodness of mercy. All right? That's one Negro man that needs not 1 ticket, but 2. You should have seen it.
Yeah.
It's horrible. Well, folks, I also have some breaking news. Last night, early this morning, in a state of calmness. You remember the Prime Minister say the country's in a state of calmness? Well, guess what they did? Some Negro broke into his clinic. You know the clinic that he rent to the government that I've been rowing about? Well, when we come back, I'm going to be able to tell you how it disrupted medical services. And according to the intelligence which I've received from Negroes in that community, it took the police a long time to show up. It took the security from the Ministry of Health a long time to show up. My goodness, they have broken into Dr. Minnis' clinic that he rented to the Bahamas government. We were the first to break it on Facebook, and when I come back, I can talk to you about it. because it is time that Minister divests himself of the contract. This is Freedom March. I'll be right back after the break.
Freedom March with Rodney Monker will be right back after this. This is Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live here in Nassau, Bahamas on ILTV. Well, you can also join us on iltvstudios.com. That is our Facebook page, and it is also a, what should I call, what is the next word I want? It's also, help me out, producer, where you can go on our website, that's it, and watch us as we stream live. My name is Rodney Monker. My spiritual advisor is Bradley Roll. And we are honored to have all of you people joining us this afternoon. Brother Roll, it appears that the devil and his wife have been fighting for the last 2 hours.
Why you say that?
Well,
the sun is out and raining.
Yeah. Goodness me. I don't know what that woman do, the devil. They fight all for the last, what?
I remember that old saying growing up, eh?
Yeah.
But it's nonsense, though.
It's not nonsense.
It's nonsense.
No, sir. Mama them told me that.
Yeah.
That anytime
The
you see it
devil and his
raining
wife.
and the sun is out,
The devil and his wife fighting for pot cake.
but devil and his wife is fighting. And they appear to have been fighting for the last, what, hour, eh?
Really?
Well,
Yeah, I came through some rain coming here at the studio, so.
yeah.
Yeah.
I got a shock. It was raining on one side of the road, and on the next side there was sun.
Yeah.
So I had to make up my mind. Am I coming to work or not? But since it was raining on the western side, I ran to the eastern side where there was lots of sun. Yeah. So you don't believe the story?
It's just an old folk tale. It's a myth. There's no real truth to that.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I don't care what you say.
We grew up with a lot of things our grandparents and parents taught us.
I don't care
but
what you say.
when we investigate it, we find out that it ain't so. Remember when Mama them used to tell us, say, listen here, son, the Bible says cleanliness is next to godliness.
No, my mama never told me that.
It
Please.
ain't so.
Okay.
But people say it's in the Bible, but it's not there.
It's not in the Bible.
No, it's not there, no.
But I believe that the devil and his wife was fighting.
Yeah.
She must have licked him with the pot cake pot.
So he did a lot of crying, and then we had a lot of rain.
Yeah, It's powerful. Well, folks, today, in the district, should I say, the southwestern district of the island of New Providence, I appeared on the request of an elderly Negro woman whose identity I shall not reveal. And she asks for assistance in writing a letter to the minister responsible for social services, the Honorable Lanisha Roll. And as the elderly citizen requested, I was humbled that she called upon me to write this letter on behalf of her. And immediately, once she would have approved the letter, I immediately dispatched it as per her request. I took it to the Ministry of Social Services on Farrington Road. And then after that, I proceeded to the Honorable House of Assembly, where upon my arrival, I had been advised that the Parliament had just adjourned. I had a copy of the letter for the Deputy Speaker, the Honorable Dawn Saunders, who is the parliamentary representative for this lady in Tall Pines. It is my hope and prayer that Minister Lanisha Roll, upon receiving my letter of petition on behalf of that elderly Negro lady, that she would move expeditiously to do as we have humbly petitioned her. So I just thought I would say it so that the elderly lady, who I've been advised is a follower of Freedom March, would be aware that we have carried out her wishes this morning. So my spiritual advisor, that's one for the poor.
Absolutely.
And we have to look out for the poor.
Because the poor you'll always have with you. This is what Jesus says.
Jesus said this.
Absolutely.
What do you think Jesus was thinking of
Well, Jesus,
when he said that the poor will always be with us?
well, because, we will always have a group of people in our society who don't do as well as others do. And they're there, and we are under obligation as Christians to help them because they would always be there. They always make up, by and large, the greater portion of our society, the poor. You will always have with you.
This is powerful. Why, before we talk more about the poor, I had been given that a particular scripture voice, which I passed to you.
Okay.
And I think that was what chapter?
Romans chapter 8, verse number 31.
Yes. And before you read it,
Mm-hmm.
it was provided to me by Pastor, let me get his name correctly. It was provided to me by Pastor Willis Stubbs. And he's celebrating his 34th wedding anniversary. Him and his charming wife, Sister Sandra Stubbs. And of course, we here at Freedom March would like to salute Pastor Stubbs and Mrs. Stubbs. This is a wonderful occasion. 34 years of blissful wedding anniversary.
Marriage.
Marriage, yeah.
Must congratulate them on that.
So I have to talk to the woman.
34 years is a long time.
It's a long time. So let me speak to the wife. Sister Stubbs, blessed is the wife who submits to her husband. And blessed is a man whose wife, having submitted, remains faithful and loving to the marriage. Isn't that powerful, my spiritual
Absolutely.
advice?
That's God's order of things.
Uh-huh.
The wife to be submissive to the husband. Of course, the husband to love his wife as Christ loved the church. Very
Wow.
powerful indeed.
Are you suggesting that Christ, who having died for the church,
That's
husband,
the mystery. Mm-hmm.
it's a mystery.
Yeah, the husband's supposed to do the same thing that Christ would do for the church, for his wife. Husbands, love your wife as Christ loved the church and gave himself for the church.
What if you come home and the woman ain't done cook yet?
Well, then help the woman cook.
Help the woman cook.
Yeah,
This is powerful.
It's all in the spirit of love. Remember now, marriage is like the wings on a bird.
Wow.
One without the other,
Uh-huh.
and the marriage would not take off the ground.
Really?
Yeah, you need the two wings together
Yes.
in order for that bird to gracefully get up and sail through the air. That is what marriage is all about. It needs two wings
Two wings.
in order to get off the ground. Absolutely.
This is powerful.
Absolutely.
So we salute Pastor Stubbs, Pastor Willis Stubbs, and his charming wife, Sister Sandra Stubbs. They're celebrating
34 years.
4 years. Isn't that wonderful?
Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations. Please read that scripture.
Romans chapter 8 and verse 31, it says, what shall we say then? If God be for us, who can be against us?
Oh, praise the Lord.
Very powerful scripture indeed.
Well, that was provided to me on the 34th wedding anniversary of Pastor and Mrs. Stubbs.
Absolutely.
It's powerful, eh?
Yes, sir, indeed.
And since I'm in the mood of giving shout out, I might as well do a couple of more shout outs before we get into the meat of our discussion. This morning, I happened to be at a certain place when a 19-year-old Negro female student appeared. And she introduced herself to me, and she has an interesting name. And you know, these days I'm having difficulty pronouncing unique names, but I shall attempt to pronounce her name. Her name is, let's see if we can find it. Well, goodness have mercy, my spiritual advisor, I do not see her name.
Take your time.
Well, I do see it now.
You see it now? Okay.
It's right here. She's 19-year-old, and her name is Queen. It's spelled capital K, W-A-Y-N-E. Roll. And
Queen.
Queen.
Okay.
And she loves Freedom March, and she tells me her favorite part is when we engage in history. And she attends the the University, Thomas University in Florida. And she would like for us to discuss more.
What's her name? Queenie Roll?
Well, it's spelled capital.
K.
Hold on.
Let's go ahead.
I have to do it like this in order to get it correctly. It is spelled capital K W-A-Y-N-E. Roll. A charming young lady. And it's clear to me, having been engaged in the conversation, that she is an intellectual. But in the midst of her stroking my ego, she told me something, and I had to hide my emotion. She revealed to me that she is the daughter of a policeman who was murdered.
That's my cousin. I was trying to figure out. Yes, Queenie Roll. Wayne Roll is my first cousin. He was murdered. That's 1475, if I'm not mistaken, Sergeant Wayne Roll.
Right.
He was murdered about, this year will make 3 years since he was murdered.
Yes.
Yes, Queenie Roll. Yeah, she's in college in the States.
Right.
Yeah.
University. In
University,
fact.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
She's my second cousin. Because her dad and my dad, well, her dad has to call my dad uncle. So it's like my father and his mother were brothers and sisters.
So they are, her father and you are first cousin.
Yes, absolutely.
So the question is, what is she to you?
Second cousin.
No, she's not your second cousin.
Okay, what is she?
Second cousins are two first cousin children.
Okay.
She is your first cousin, one generation removed.
Okay.
That's what the white people them say.
Okay. All right. I was trying to figure out. The name did sound familiar.
So wonderful young lady. She
Yeah.
loves Freedom March.
Okay.
She tells me that she listened to the show religiously, and she
Okay.
loves the history.
Okay.
And the way she stroked my ego, she now makes me believe that I'm an intellectual. Listen, I ain't no intellectual, you know. Don't mind me using these big words. I's grassroots, okay? But I thank you for the flattery. But I was upset to learn that you are the daughter of a murder victim. And I believe we should hang these murderers so they can stop killing people, man. It's so sad. There the woman was bigging me up, and then my countenance dropped when she said, I'm the daughter of a murdered policeman.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that was extremely, that's extremely sad, when I started to get all the texts and the phone calls. Because how ironic that me and my first cousin, we spent so much time together that even in our adulthood, we end up living side by side by each other with properties that all of us own in the Marshall Road, South Beach area, and it was just extremely sad, when he was murdered, but justice took is course, and of course his murders were sought out, and,
Was there a conviction?
Yeah, there was a conviction.
There was a conviction?
Yeah, there was, yeah.
Was there a hanging?
No.
Well, that don't count.
It was sentenced like 40 years, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so, Queenie Roll, we're going to talk history as usual. And I thank you for the kind compliments. She said she's been looking for me for the last 24 or 48 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, Queenie came into the McDonald's eatery yesterday.
Okay.
I gave her a hug.
All
Inside
right.
McDonald's, where we normally help me for our breakfast. Yeah, she was in there.
Okay. Well, and then, of course, I want to give a shout-out to a church member, Brother Dion Smith. He's a member of the church, not to be confused by a number of Dion Smiths. I don't mean the Dion Smith who's a former member of Parliament, and the Dion Smith who won a case after millions of dollars walk out of the public treasury. Not him. This one is a member of my church. So Dion Smith, a member of St. Joseph, it was an honor to meet you the other evening as I was walking about. So, and then my final shout out is to Sister Rochelle Roberts, a wonderful Negro lady who works in police accounts. Sister Roberts, keep doing good work. How that song, my spiritual advisor?
It's great, man. It's great.
It's powerful.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, this morning on Facebook, I broke the news that the Stat Care is a building owned by the current Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, the Honorable Dr. the Honorable Hubert Alexander Minnis. The Start Care Clinic is located at the corner of Nassau Street and Delancey Street, opposite the People Them Funeral Home. And you would recall that Start Care was the center of political controversy, taking into consideration that in 2007, when the current Prime Minister became the Minister of Health, the then Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Hubert Alexander Ingram, invited him to divest himself so as corruption would not be a part of Mr. Ingram's legacy. And Dr. Minnis, having been appointed Minister of Health, he failed to do so. And we know it's been one controversy after the other controversy involving a building in which Dr. Minnis, while serving as Minister of Health, rented from himself. He paid himself $7,500 a month. And to date, notwithstanding that Minnis is committed to fighting corruption, we have no public record since he became Prime Minister that he has divested himself of that greatly evil, conflicted contract.
But does he have to?
Yes, he has to. Yes.
By law?
Yes, he has to. By law. Because he has no parliamentary...
Because you seem to be the only one making noise about this.
I'm the only one who understands. I understand the white people.
You're the only one making noise about this,
I understand.
Mr. Munker.
My spiritual
and you were heavily criticized for your report this morning.
I want you to listen to me. I am the one who understands the white man convention. This is Westminster system. This was founded by the white people in England after thousands of years of Westminster system. They understand the system, and they have certain conventions, certain rules, certain traditions, certain ancient laws. All right? Don't mind the rest of the Negroes don't know it. Don't forget.
Well, you can't be the only one that knows it.
Well, listen to me. Those who know and do not speak out, they won't contract.
Well, Papa knew, right? And he asked Minnis to divest himself, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
but
so...
Papa is still upset. Okay? And so Minnis is not. And I ask y'all to stop breaking into that clinic. Because we the people are renting. We are renting. And patients could not be served today. And they do all kinds of things in the Start Care. And the police take a long time to show up. I want y'all to stop it, eh? Because the Start Care is being paid out of the public treasury. And it is evil what y'all did. But the people need to know it's been broken into.
Freedom March with Rodney Monker will be right back after this. Thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Monker, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2017. All rights are reserved.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live here in beautiful Nassau, Bahamas, where the weather looked a little confusing. One side of the road it was raining, and on the other side there was hot sun. And according to Bahamian mythology, when there's rain and sunshine, the devil and his wife are fighting. I mean, even in hell, there's domestic violence, huh? And so, that is what we had happening here, according to Bahamian mythology. But I welcome you back. Rodney Monk is my name, and my spiritual advisor. I almost call you my freedom fighter. Are you a freedom fighter?
Yes, I am, and you have quite a bit of freedom fighters as well. Let's give a personal shout out to some of your freedom fighters. Shout out to Palm Davis. Shout out to Dill Pickle. What a name. Special shout out to Mesca Hepburn all the way down in Abaco. A special shout out to Natasha Scott. Who else in here? Joel Alcimi. The Black Rose, Patricia Ann Clare. All these people are your freedom fighters. Veronica Stevens. Palm Davis. Dion L. Bain. Did I mention Patricia Clark?
You did not.
Patricia Ann Clark. Special shout out to all Lamont Bastian.
It's powerful. Go ahead, my spiritual advisor. Recognize my people.
And then my cousin. I have a cousin that's on Freedom March Facebook page here watching. I think she's in Salt Lake City, Utah, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
My cousin, Anya Petty. I love you, sweetie. And thank you so much for watching us here on Freedom March. So
it's powerful.
Yeah, all those are your freedom fighters. Sanika L. Brown, Nika DeMerit, Keish Moss, Wanda Bonamy. All those people are your freedom fighters.
Really?
Yeah, every day.
This is powerful. This is powerful.
Absolutely.
I have something kind of unusual on my mind. And I have to pose the question. Are there slaves in the Bahamas? Are there Haitian slaves in the Bahamas? Est-ce que Bahamas gagne esclaves haïtiens? Parce que m'a gagne un pile problème pour des semaines. Yon garçon haïtien noir a venu office moi pour dire il travaille, yo pas payé, m'a fâché. For the last 2 weeks, a Haitian man complains that he's working and has not been paid. It has me a concern. And that is why I pose the question, est-ce que Nassau gagne? Does Nassau have esclaves haïtiens, Haitian slaves? I want everybody to know in the Bahamas that slavery officially has been abolished from about what time, my spiritual advisor? Was it 1834 or 1838? Right?
I can check it right now.
Check it, because I'm getting old. And I want people to know that even though the Haitian man may not have a work permit, I'm not going to tolerate any argument that you didn't lawfully owe him because he didn't lawfully have a work permit. I'm not going to tolerate it. We must take good care of people who live in the country, no matter how they got in the country. If you wake the man, pay him. All right? Because slavery, you find that slavery was abolished yet? Because slavery is against the law, and I don't like it. And I try to divorce myself from superstition and witchcraft, the belief in witchcraft, the belief in obia. I try to divorce it because I'm a Christian. All right?
1833.
1833 is...
in July of 1833.
That's the Act of the British Parliament, or what? See what...
A bill to abolish slavery throughout the British Empire passed in the House of Commons, followed by the House of Lords on the 1st of August, 1833.
Okay. Anyway, I wanted to stop, all right? Because we know that in Haitian mythology, they got strange power. And I don't want to be suggesting to the Haitian that they should put some of y'all in bottle and send y'all to Haiti to work in the mountain, toting coffee. When a man works for you, you knew the man he had no work permit, and you knew the man was poor, and you knew the man need to make a living because he's in the country. So if you wake him, pay him. Pay him. Don't work the man, and then attempt to hide behind the law. Because I don't play, and I don't like it. All right? The Haitians are my people. And I want, when they work, they get paid. All right? All right? Because many of these Haitian men, they have children who have citizens. All right? And I'm going to tell you something. The last person who exploited a Haitian, I don't think I should tell. I'm not going to tell you all, which in a bad mind, but I want you all to stop it. All right? I'm not going to tell you all that story. Y'all can get mad. But stop it. Don't exploit the poor. Anyone in the Bahamas who is under your, what should I say? Under your command.
Okay.
Your leadership. And you work them. Don't treat them like they are slaves. Isn't that a sin?
You know what is interesting? This has been controversial at the center of Christianity, where people say that the Bible seems to somewhat condone sin. It doesn't, condone slavery. The Bible does not condemn slavery. It just tells the slave master and the slave how they are to react towards one another.
But the Haitian is not a slave.
Okay, so, yeah. So he should be treated, if a man
He's
works,
not a slave.
Yeah, if he works, he should be paid.
He should be paid.
Yeah, yeah.
Notwithstanding his nationality, his color, his creed, if he works,
He should be paid, yeah.
you should pay him.
Yeah, that's standard.
Huh?
Yeah.
There was a certain Bahamian policeman who was greatly associated with the F&M. He used to put Haitian to work and then put on his uniform. And when he show up, daddy them run. Goodness of mercy. Don't laugh, my spiritual advisor. He worked them poor Haitian. And they didn't know.
Forgive me.
Right? And then he put on his uniform.
Oh, boy.
And then he... That's terrible. Okay? I want you all to stop it, man.
Oh, boy, I tell you.
Do not do that to the Haitian.
That's not nice.
Do not do that to any nationality who comes here to the Bahamas. Because if I wake up in the morning and I see a man walking about the streets, the presumption is he must be here lawfully. And if you work him, pay him. And I'll tell you why you should pay the Haitian man. Of all the black people on God's earth, the Haitian is the only black man who has no problem working for another black man. You heard what I just tell you? Of all the black people on the face of God's earth, the Haitian man has no problem in working for a black man. All right? And I don't like it. You're lucky I old and peaceful, because I feel like slapping down somebody. Don't do that. Man, wake, pay him. How is he going to maintain his dignity? How is he going to mind his children? How is he going to pay his rent? All right? The man already poor. Already started at a disadvantage. So if you wake him, pay him. All right? Pay him. Am I right to say that, my spiritual advisor?
The scripture says you are not to muzzle the ox while it's threading the wheat. The worker is deserving of his wages. So in all fairness, the man works. He should be paid.
Now I shall go off in a secret tongue. Tout le monde haïtien, Bahamian, ma besoin nous pour aider haïtien qui sorti Haïti, qui gagne problème. L'air, il dit, la travail, yo pas payer l'argent pour travail, parce que ou gagne éducation. Ou gagne éducation pour aider. Aider yo. Moi dis ça, mon cœur. OK? Ça c'est pas bon. Ça c'est illégalement pour faire travail haïtien ou pas payer. OK? And m'a gagné un pile problème avec ça. Le qui donne maman ou fait haïtien pour travail. Haïtien travail bon. Tout le monde haïtien responsable pour nation bien. Parce que yo travail. And là, yo fini travail.
Il pas paye.
Yo pas paye.
Il pas bon.
Yo, pardon.
Yeah.
Oui. Salute.
No.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Bless and do not curse.
well, my
Bless
spiritual
and-
advisor, yeah. Bon Dieu bienvenue.
Oui.
Bon Dieu bienvenue. Bon Dieu bienvenue. God bless you. And please pay my Haitian brothers. All right? I want you all to stop it. Because if you all don't stop it, I'm going to report you all to the United Nations. Watch out for me. We're living in modern technology. I got a smartphone, you know. See? This phone's so smart. I cussed out BDC the other day. Cussed them out. I said, you all do me wrong. And the only way I see you all repenting, you all have to give me a phone. And they asked me what kind of phone I want. I said, what is the best phone? So they named a bunch of best phone. I said, listen, I've never had a real good phone yet. And look what you all did to me. You all don't like me. And the woman said to me, listen, we can prove we love you. Right? And when she said they can prove, I was wondering what she meant. And the next thing I know, they give me this phone. And everywhere I go, I ask
Straight,
people,
man.
what kind of phone this is? My spiritual advisor, I don't know phone. What kind of phone that is? Huh?
This is interesting.
Right. BTC, because I cursed them out. And
It seems to be some kind of up-to-date phone.
you heard what the man say this? Say it's a Samsung S8.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah. Yeah. Look like if you cursed them
Man.
out justifiably.
You're really up to date here, Senator.
Yeah.
I don't even have this.
You don't have that?
No, man.
Okay. Well, that's what BTC gave me because I said to them, listen, y'all don't love me.
It's nice.
And they say, yeah, they love me. So I want to thank the woman them. And it's a good thing. All over the country, the woman them love me. And when I show up and I said to the woman them, listen, look what they do to me. And they give this to me. Wow, isn't this powerful?
Wonderful indeed.
Samsung S8.
So definitely you're not going to that other competitor. You're going to stick with them.
Listen,
You have to now.
you have to show me how to text His Holiness.
Really?
Because
Okay.
I need to do little tweets.
Okay.
I want to tweet somebody. It's powerful. Because tweeting is warfare. I'm going to teach you all how to tweet and how to fax them up. All right? Now, I see the paper here. I see Wendell Jones' paper. I can't talk bad about him. I got Instagram too. I got Instagram.
Yeah. Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp.
Really? You got to show me how to
all
do
those things,
how
yeah.
to do Instagram.
Yeah.
But I have all the papers them in the front of me. And I see where Fred Mitchell is in the Bahama Journal. He says that Ismailian is offensive, understatement. And then I see the Tribune. They say the government, no reply yet to Ismailian's plea. And then Candia, she writes, the Guardian, and she have a tidy white.
National Review.
National Review. Who she calling a sucker?
No.
That is sucker?
No, that's not the adjective.
Well, spell this.
It's
pronounce it.
suckered.
Who she calling that? She say somebody suckered. And where I come from, you can't say sucker, you know. Mama said that's a
Well, you
case.
got cane sucker, right?
And banana sucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Candia. Oh, what I can do with her? And her daddy, he look like he listening. Tomorrow now when I run into the man, he's going to say to me again, I don't like Candy.
Wilmore Dames the first.
Yeah. And in the newspaper today, I think the newspaper is exciting. And all of you all should go and get the newspaper so we can see what's going on. And so she looks, it's exciting. Suckered.
Suckered, yeah.
Help me pronounce that word.
Suckered.
Suckered.
S-U-C-K-E-R-E-D.
And under suckered, she has two photographs.
It's a past tense word.
One of Ismailian. Ismailian is the first suckered. And then after that, she has a picture of our Prime Minister. I don't know who sucker who. But it's an interesting story. Because in the midst of it, it would appear that the FNM has committed a dirty trick.
Wow, you said it.
Similar to what the PLP did.
That's what the word means.
What? Sucker means
Sucker
idea?
means to fool or to trick someone.
Really?
Yeah, that's what it means.
Well, let's examine. And that is why we have to be careful. You would recall that the PLP was dealing with one man on Paradise Island. The man was a sheiky on Paradise Island. Am I pronouncing the word right?
He was a sheik.
What he was?
A sheik.
What was he?
A sheik.
A sheiky. And the sheiky,
You talking about who, Muhammad Arashi?
Muhammad Arachi.
Right, okay.
Muhammad Arachi wanted a bank. And the court had told him, you can't have the bank. But he went to the PLP and he said, PLP, I need the bank. Because I can finance you. That is the rumor. And Muhammad Harachi is reported to have financed a PLP campaign. Now, I don't know why a multi-millionaire like him turned out to be, God forgive me, stupid. Because he ought to have known that the court is separate from the politics. And by extension, if the court makes a decision, the executive branch could not interfere. It can't happen. Because for that to happen, it means that the executive branch, which is the government, would be interfering with the judiciary. And that is not good politics. But Harachi accepted it. Now you want to know how I know? Because Harachi asked to meet with me. He asked to meet with me. And they say he had plenty of money. And I didn't believe them. Right? And so when I met with them, I said, they say you all have plenty of money. And they say, yeah, they have plenty of money. I said, well, look, you got to give me consultant fee. So they give me a little consultant fee. Next thing I know, they was asking me all kind of things about Mr. Ingram, the former prime minister. How they want to serve summons on him. They can't get the police to do it. And so forth. I said, well, listen, if you pay me right, I would serve Mr. Ingram. They said, you think he'll take it from you? I said, how you mean? He know me good. And so they hire me. So that's how I know. So I'll stop it right there.
Did you serve the summons?
On Papa?
Yeah.
Man, when I show up, Papa was prime minister.
You serious?
Of course. What do you mean if I'm serious?
You did that?
I showed up. And when I showed up, as Papa descended from the Churchill building, I said, Papa, I'm here to serve you a summons.
Wow.
And the police, they immediately surrounded Papa.
Yeah, his cards, of course.
They surrounded Papa. You hear me? And I said to Papa, Papa, I broke. And Arachi promised to pay me plenty money if you accept this. Please accept it.
You sold out.
I didn't sell out. And Mr. Ingram bust out laughing and he say, bring it.
Really?
And Papa cost me to make plenty money. See, Mr. Ingram.
He told you to bring it?
Papa said, bring it. And the police immediately back off.
Wow.
All right?
That's interesting.
Only make it a sign, Papa. Don't forget who I am, you know.
That's deep.
I am one of Papa men. And then I show up and I say, Papa, Papa, I broke. So you be honest.
Yeah, that's deep.
Papa
Yeah.
was rowing. Papa said, you can't save the prime minister. I said, Papa, listen, don't say that. Papa, don't say that. I said, Papa, I broke. And man, I was broke. Listen, honestly, I was broke. And when Papa accepted that, guess how much money Harachi gave me? Plenty money.
You serious?
Listen to me, get plenty money.
Wow.
He wanted to know what Papa say when I pass it to him. So I give him a nice story. He said, Papa
Well,
really...
you something else.
He said, did Papa really accept it? I said, yes. Did Papa curse? I said, well, he started to curse until I told him I was break. You see, Ingram...
Papa's a fair man.
He's... You know how long I know Papa?
You plead your case with him.
Menace would have cost me not make that money.
Well, you don't know that. You don't know that, so don't say that. You don't know.
But when I said to Papa, Papa, I broke. And when I told Papa how Harachi was going to pay me plenty money. You hear me? Money was powerful. I prayed that Harachi got another summons for Papa.
You ain't break off nothing for Papa?
No. Papa's not corrupt. Papa's not corrupt. Papa was happy to help me.
Oh, that's good, man.
And when
That's
Carl
commendable.
Bettel heard that Harachi had hired me, Carl Bettel, the Attorney General, he hired me to serve Harachi.
So you had to end up serving a summons on the man.
Oh, no, it was conditional. I said, now, Carl, Mr. Harachi is a decent man. He's my client. You want me to serve my client?
Yeah, that's...
He said, yes. I said, well, how much you will pay? So he told me. I said, well, I'll serve him under one condition. He said, what was that?
You'll have to pay you more than what Harachi paid you to
I
serve.
told him he must agree that Harachi can refuse it.
Oh, no.
So when I showed up, I said, Harachi, Carl Bettel sent me to serve you. And you have a choice. You can accept it or not. So Harachi said, no, I'm going to hire you to take it back to Carl. They walked me up and down. Every time I reached the one, the next one hired me back.
Well,
so it's powerful. Yeah. So why was I running on?
The National Review.
The National Review.
The National Review.
So
it's
that
a
was
very
what
interesting story.
the PLP did with Harachi. But Harachi was naive. Now come forward. Dr. Minnis is doing the same thing to Harachi. It was clear during the campaign that they built up the hope and aspiration and expectation of Harachi, of Sackers. That is what they did. And so Sackers was happy to have heard that Minnis would take the resort and sell it to him. He was happy. And listen, next thing I know, who's an F&M, Minnis them never invite me to Government House, even though I didn't support the party. But I was an F&M. Sackers was there. He took selfie. I've never taken a selfie in Government House yet. But Minnis had him taking selfie. Now the man wants his hotel. And Carl Bettel has said that the contract that the PLP negotiated with
Chow Tai Fook Enterprises.
Yes, I can't pronounce the name. It sounds like a dirty word.
Chow Tai Fook.
Right. It's credible and it will stand. And therein lies the problem. Now Ismarillion is mad and like a bull in a China shop. He's about to break up the place. And I think that I should help Ismarillion because Carl has told us that the PLP contract was lawful. So having said that, I think I may have to help Minister help Sackers. What do you think, Mr.
I don't think anything can be done. The only thing that's going to be interesting is on the tail end of this if we ever were to see the second half of the sealed documents that is between Chow Tai Fook Enterprises and the China Exim Bank, there may be a way for Ismarillion to legitimately put in what is called his interest in Bahama. You'll have to see that deal first because the tail end of the deal has no governmental issues. It's just private enterprises agreement. So I don't know. Ismarillion obviously is not picking up his marbles like Candy is saying. He's not picking up his marbles and walking away. Apparently, he's still coming after his brainchild.
Well, my spiritual advisor, we're going to have to look at it. We're going to have to see what we could do for all Sackers. Because now that the PLP has been cleared, I don't mind if Minnis break the contract and give it to Sackers.
But like I said, the only spin is that, remember, I don't think Chow Tai Fook Enterprises has really signed the deal. The deal is they want China Construction.
No.
China Construction has to complete the project, and I think then
there is an agreement for sale.
All right.
And an agreement for sale in law means what? What does an agreement for sale mean in law? What obligation does the vendor have to the purchaser? I'll educate you Negroes when I return on Freedom March as we try to help those who have been suckered. Be right back.
Freedom March with Rodney Monker will be right back after this. This is Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live here on ILTV. And you can watch us on channel 224 and BTC Flow 112. My name is Rodney Monker. My spiritual advisor is Bradley Roll. Bradley, do you have the numbers?
The numbers here to reach Mr. Monker in Freedom March by way of telephone is 323-7775. That's the main line. The toll-free number is 242-300-0045. And of course, you can WhatsApp Mr. Monker on 357-7469. The numbers here, 323-7775. Toll-free number 242-300-0045. And of course, the WhatsApp number is 357-7469.
Well, I thank you, my spiritual advisor. In the midst of Bahamians rowing over the Bahama deal, well, Labor Minister Dion Fowkes has revealed that there are approximately 20,000 Bahamians who do not have running water and or inside toilets. It's a national disgrace. And so it's the people's time. Let's take a phone call for a second, my spiritual advisor. Welcome to Freedom March. Hello?
Hello?
Sir, what's on your mind?
Yes, I was just wondering if you were aware that the new F&M government has fired over 50 young people from National Insurance and NHI.
Yes, it has been drawn to my attention. The question is, what are those young people willing to do? Are they willing to march? Are they willing to demonstrate? Are they willing to take to the streets and demand the people's time?
Well, you know, the thing is, they said that they were not going to terminate anybody or victimize anyone, and it seems that they are now going after the young people.
Well, the young people must be mobilized. We have to politicize them to march peacefully and democratically. And that is what is lacking from this PLP. You have to tell the PLP.
Another 35 was just terminated today.
Goodness of mercy, where?
National Insurance.
Man, tell them Negroes to come look for me, because I need a good march. All right? We have to march. You have to stand up for your job.
85 young people in total, and you want the young people now to hit the streets after being lied to by the Prime Minister?
You're hitting the street not in support of the Prime Minister, but in condemnation of his policy. That's how it's done in a democracy. You only see all over the world, people who believe in democracy are peacefully marching. And after we've marched, we'll rally. And after we rally, we'll sally. You take good care.
Seems that the young people have been suckered.
Well, don't say sucker, because my grandma always think that when I said sucker, I was cursing. But I got your point. Let's march.
Thank you very much.
My number is 434-5760. I need a march. Hello? Welcome to Freedom March. Hello?
Mr. Monka?
Yes?
Hi.
How are you?
Greetings. Fine. Greetings to you and the spiritual advisor.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm okay.
Great.
I need to speak with the spiritual advisor off air.
Okay.
I have a biblical question.
All right, no
However, the comment I wanted to make a little while ago, you might have been playing devil's advocate. He was saying that you seem to be the only person having a problem with the Prime Minister and his, the contract.
Yeah, start care contract, yeah.
Yeah. But that doesn't mean that you're wrong just because you're the only one.
I understand that.
You happen to be a person who would tell somebody when they're naked and their little lollipop is showing.
Yes.
So you could continue to do that if you're right.
Yes. My spiritual advisor, will you not concede to this wonderful...
Well, yeah, she has a valid point, but, I'm saying that I think in the last disclosure, I think Dr. Minnis made it known that he had this contract.
Yeah, but that is not
You see what I'm saying?
fully in compliance with the law.
Right.
Okay, can I make one more comment so I can hang up and listen to you?
Yes, ma'am.
My thought on the monies that they say that they were 722 million, I think it is, that they're planning to borrow. Before, I thought they even had a good enough chance to see what they really need, and it would seem to me that they making sure a little something in there for somebody to taste.
Wow, that's very interesting. I didn't look at it from that perspective.
Well, I watch you every day. I'm one of the women,
Listen, I'm going to test y'all because I have a lot of work. There are people who are asking, poor people, they need a letter written. I need some people who couldn't type. So when I call this meeting of the woman them, you got to come, eh?
Oh, yeah, I will.
God bless you, and I thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
Good afternoon. How are you?
We are fine, my spiritual advisor, are we?
Yeah, we're doing great. Absolutely.
Very good. In reference to the that word suckered in Bahamian terminology,
Yes.
That's the word they use in the Bahamas is he gets swing.
He gets swing.
Yeah, same thing, fool or trick.
Yeah.
Wow.
But a comment I want to make in reference to Freeport,
Yes.
Grandmama, I think you talk about the money that was spent.
Yes.
There were so much metric tons of debris left in Freeport after the hurricane. $2 million, $3 million, couldn't even pay for that.
Really?
You can check with sanitation service, Port Authority, and other people. Millions of dollars had to been spent to clean that island.
Well, let me ask you
Thank
a question. Hello?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Are you aware if any of the rubbish was moved? Because Minister Crazy Thompson has alleged that there's no evidence. You follow my point?
That the garbage was moved?
Yeah.
Man, they've been moving garbage for months in Freeport.
Really? So
What?
So what part?
All over the island.
What part of the island that's Crazy Thompson
Do you realize just about every tree in Freeport was destroyed?
Really? Goodness
Guarantee
me.
of that.
I gotta find
Something
a
is
bait to
wrong.
come down there to see.
They gotta stop playing the politics all the time and be real.
Well,
I appreciate it.
I thank you. Crazy Thompson,
Interesting.
you've just been challenged. Do I have another call? My spiritual advisor, in the midst of all of this row,
Confusion, actually.
confusion, mass
It
confusion.
really is.
Am I correct, my spiritual advisor, from a spiritual realm? Isn't confusion the order of the devil?
Of course it is.
So it appears that the FNM is on the road to hell.
Yeah, because the Bible says that God is not the author of confusion.
Wow.
So if God is not the author of confusion, then who is?
This is the works of the devil.
Yeah.
No wonder Senator the Honorable Fred Smith,
Mitchell.
goodness of myself, we get in trouble. So much Fred. No wonder Senator the Honorable Fred Mitchell has called the article highly offensive as he will sack us. All right? So it's one ball of confusion. It is like if we have to call out the saints. How did FNM get in this devilish position?
Well, listen, one of the things that I find to be so interesting is that the press secretary for the Prime Minister said that nobody knew the details of the contract, right? Nobody knew what was in it. Nobody knew the details. All right, that's all well and fine. You don't know the details, right? So you don't go and say, we will do this. They preempted the contract. They preempted the details and thus find themselves in this position. In my opinion, I would have waited for the sealed documents to be unsealed, view what is going on, and then make a determination.
That's the campaign.
I understand that.
Right?
But that's not a good premise because you use that to win.
But the
Is
press
it?
secretary, what's his name?
That's Ace Newbold.
Ace Ace Newbull is intellectually dishonest because we know the content of the contract.
We know now,
Yes,
but they didn't know then.
right. But when he say we don't know, he's not going back in time. He means now.
You think so?
Yes, because he's attempting to contradict the honorable position of the Honorable Attorney General.
Well, you know, he can't do that because what is interesting also is that the top lawyer in the country, the Attorney General, after reviewing the contents of the agreement, says that he finds nothing wrong with the agreement.
Yet, this Negro man,
Yes,
who's the press secretary, is talking sugarology. He's talking nonsense.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, we're going to come back to him because obviously Ace is not safe. He's not safe, he's not sanctified, and clearly he has not seen a contract that the Attorney General saw.
Okay.
Welcome to Freedom March.
Hello,
Hello.
Mr. Manka.
Yes.
The F&M party is a party of confusion.
Wow.
Unfortunately, they are the government. And you know what the problem is, Mr. Manka?
What is it, my dear?
They campaign on lies
Wow.
and deceits. And now they are the government and can't live up to the lies.
Wow.
And unfortunately now, everybody is suffering.
Well,
Mr. Manka, you are so right.
I thank you.
These people are a bunch of people and they're sitting in Parliament talking about who they want to lock up and who they have no plans.
No plans.
None.
Yeah.
You know the little flyer they was giving out, but plans?
Yes.
Bunch of foolishness.
Wow. And if they're going to lock up the PLP, that's thousands of PLP. They need to recruit more prison officers.
And I hope some of them become some of them.
And the prison overseers are complaining that they're not getting paid.
They can't pay them now, so what they can pay the rest of it?
And guess what will happen? PLPs will be escaping from prison.
You got to build some more prison, Mr. Munker.
I thank you, my love.
All right.
Do well.
Bye.
My spiritual advisor, Fred Mitchell, the opposition senator, calls it offensive. And he's told Sarkis, if you don't like the Bahamas, go home.
So obviously Sarkis is going to be left out in the cold.
Well, Sarkis may have to
happen.
find himself another political party. I wonder what Brandam doing.
They're quiet. You don't hear anything from the DNA.
Yeah, but if millions come knocking at their door,
Wow.
who knows what will happen?
Why do you say that? I say
Well,
millions.
Sarkis,
You something else.
when I see Sarkis, I see money.
Money.
All right?
Yeah, something went wrong.
Something went wrong. And
It's obvious there.
Menace appears to be doing a number of things. One, the poor. He's betrayed us. And two, Sarkis. My God, Menace, look what Sarkis did for you. Give you a whole government. Make you prime minister. And that's what you can do to Sarkis? No, man, Menace. This ain't right. Welcome to Freedom March.
Good day, Mr. Montgomery.
So,
And also my brother, Mr. Spiritual Advisor.
How you doing, man? Everything okay?
Okay.
Great.
Mr. Montgomery,
So?
I have somewhat of a question that I've been asking myself from 12:01 a.m. of July 10th, 1973.
July
And it
10th.
pertains to our nation.
Okay.
And, you know, the part of the scripture says that God is a God of purpose. And the truth of it is that from the time I can remember Selena came in and we became independent from a British colony, I've always waited to seek to listen for the assignment from our leaders. What was the purpose why God made us an independent nation? Now, you know where there's no purpose, there's always abuse. So I have always awaited for the 4 prime ministers now that have been elected since to see if they would ever give the Bahama people the assignment that God had intended for us as a people corporately and collectively, why we exist as Bahamians, why He allowed us to become an independent nation. And I think what happened is that because they have no vision, that's why we're suffering in so many ways, Mr. Munko.
Wow.
Until they can get that purpose from God why we became a nation, I don't think we'll ever find Solomon, when he came to power, he didn't have the knowledge and understanding how to lead. But after he gave his sacrifice to God, God appeared to him. And God tell him, ask him, whatever you so desire for me, I will give you. And Solomon said to God, he said, God, may you give me wisdom and knowledge how to lead these people. You know, a leader is something like a pilot or a captain of a boat. And if those captain and a leader of a pilot does not know where they're going to take their passengers, we all will be in a serious problem.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's what I look at now as most of our leaders have had, you know. They do not have the assignment from God. Why the Bahamas has become an independent nation.
Well, we're going to have to
And
pray.
they have a difficult of identifying who they are as a people.
We're going to have to pray for them and pray for new leaders. I got to let you go. I thank you for your powerful contribution.
Yeah, indeed.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Okay. Hello. Welcome to Freedom Match.
Hey, good evening, Mr. Rodney Manka.
Sir.
Yeah, reconcile here. Good evening, Mr. Spiritual Advisor.
Hey, reconciler, what's happening?
Man, I feel betrayed.
Come
Okay.
on.
Huh?
You didn't go with the red people, did you?
Of course I did.
How come your patience is so short?
I did go with them because
But listen to my question. How come
I
your patience is so
talk very
short?
strong on their behalf, but I feel deceived. Let me tell you why I feel deceived. The first thing, give me a chance to express it as quick as I can, Mr. Manka. When they, on the campaign trail, they said that they was going to repeal the what on bread basket items,
Yes.
on insurance, on medical supplies, and all
Yes.
these kind of things.
Yes.
The minute they got in power, they didn't even mention the poor. First they said, okay, well, they can reduce it now. They didn't even want to reduce it. They ain't going to do it at all.
Why
and
you
they
think
came
so?
in a budget for people who could buy salmon at $12 a pound, prawns and shrimp, which I'm allergic to shrimp. I wouldn't want no shrimp around me in the first place. All kind of airplane parts. So, in short, it's a rich man's budget. It does not benefit the poor people.
Well, don't blame me.
No, listen, I ain't blaming no one.
I blame you.
No, I ain't blaming no one. I ain't
Damn
blaming me.
fool, I told you,
listen,
come with me
Rodney,
on the beach.
Rodney,
You didn't come.
listen, I go vote because that's my constitutional right.
Right,
And I have no
right.
problem voting. I did that.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. A vote must make sense. Look
Yeah, but
what
okay,
you...
just let me finish.
Hold on.
Fine.
Hold on. Hold on. I'm going to let you finish. You vote to put a rope around your neck. But go ahead. I can give you two more.
See,
I can give you 2 more minutes.
God is my supplier.
Oh,
not
hallelujah.
mine. Okay? So let's not forget that. And only one could be in power except God allow it. Because he set up and he take down. Don't forget that. That's Bible.
You better ask God to quickly move the F&M.
Well, okay. Now, Mr. Manka, the deal with Bahama. Now, you was a man who been in court plenty times. Sometimes I forget. I just tell with you, maybe you in the union and the government, you say everything go to court. And I want to know why you say everything got to go to court. I believe Sarkis is Merlin need to put this Bahama case before the court. He should already begin proceedings by now.
The court cannot help him.
Why the court can't help him?
Because the contract is lawful. What he needs is political interference.
Okay.
He
Mr.
needs
Manka,
some political
the contract
thugs.
is so lawful on a technicality.
Yeah.
They say it is not closed. The deal is not closed officially.
Can you spell close?
Sorry?
Spell close.
No, I need to spell it. You know what close
There are two types of close. That's why I say spell close. Do you mean C-L-O-T-H-E-S?
No, I mean the one
CLOSE.
CLOSE. They say the deal is closed, and apparently it is not closed.
Okay.
So what I'm saying, I believe there is some recourse.
You better go see Sarkis.
Yeah, there
then.
is.
I believe there is recourse for Ismailian in the courts. Why? On the campaign trail, the FNM is crying how corrupt and so forth this deal is. And who the PLP did.
But it turned out to be a lie.
And see, and all these things.
I want you to admit that. Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
And they changing the door. They got along with the
Goodness
same
of my
program. Now, who am I to believe?
You believe me. The F&M lie. Bye. My good colleague. Welcome to Freedom March. The F&M lied. I'm an F&M. I told you all they was lying. How you think I knew? I was right there in the party with them. And every time they was lying, I knew. Hello?
Somebody there? Hello? I don't hear anybody.
No.
Good afternoon.
Oh, yes, sir.
Sir,
How you doing?
we're fine. What is your point?
I'm calling from Freeport. I'm on a different point, sir.
Okay.
I'm calling from Freeport.
Welcome, Freeport.
Yeah. Social services, when PLP was in power and they have the money on the card, most people can go to the food store from morning.
Yes?
Now, today they say that the money's on the card, but when everybody goes to the food store, there's no money on the card. So
Really?
there's virus at the food store.
Oh, my God. Who's telling you all that money is on the card? Who's saying that?
BOB is telling us money is on the card.
The Bank of the
BOB
Bahamas?
is in charge of that. Yes, sir.
Goodness of mercy. I mean, this ain't the people's time.
So when people go to the food store, they have to stand there and embarrass with a bunch of grocery people have to put back.
My God. Look what the FNM is bring the poor man to. They should, if ain't no money there, say ain't no money.
So I don't know what reconciler talking about.
Goodness of mercy. Anyway, my work is out. I have to go find the PLP and tell them they got to march with the people then.
Please,
Yeah.
I ready to put on my tennis and go.
Yeah, man. Organize march. Let there be marches all over the Bahamas.
All over
Until the
the
FNM
Bahamas.
do right. Because what time is it?
It's the people's time, but you have to tell the spiritual supervisor that.
I should tell the spiritual advisor that.
Yeah, but seem like he ain't believe that.
It is the people's time.
I thank
It
you.
is the people's time, but
It is.
who people?
Well, I guess that's another question.
I
to be
thank you,
answered
sir.
there.
I have to bid you farewell. Hello. Welcome to Freedom March.
Good day, Mr. Monker, and your spiritual advisor. How are you doing today?
We're doing great. How about you?
I'm good.
Absolutely.
The thing is, in reference to the Bahama with Mr. Ismailian, I think Reconciler mentioned about him going to court and the deal not being completely closed or whatever. But the problem with this whole scenario with Mr. Ismailian is the fact that had the Attorney General, he sealed that deal. He put a new seal on that deal when he sent that statement out.
Who?
And when he
Who put a new seal?
Carl Bethel.
You mean when he revealed that it was truthful?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So even if Mr. Ismailian would get the best lawyers in the world in the Bahamas to go and seek recourse for him, I think there's a problem, there's a snag right there when because you can always refer back to what the Attorney General said. That's on record right now.
Not only
That's
is that on
right now.
record.
And like Mr. Monker said, like you said, as far as it has to be some sort of intervention from, like you said, political intervention
Yes.
as far as with government.
Yeah.
But it's so compromising for them because you have persons who were intimately involved in Bahama, some persons who worked there, who were on the board there, who are now
Member
in the
of
cabinet
Parliament.
of the
Yeah.
Bahamas.
Yes.
So it's such a difficult situation for Mr. Ismailian. And you know, I don't know where he can spend more money as far as to go in the court or whatever, but I don't see this having a happy ending anytime soon.
It,
Not for
it will
him.
not have a happy ending.
Not for him. Not for his
But I'm
Not
sympathetic to him now that Carl has told us that the contract cannot be broken. You take good
Exactly. Thank you.
care. Okay. Well, my spiritual advisor, I don't know. Should I curse Bahama?
No, you should. No. Remember now, the deal is this. We want Bahama to work.
What we want?
We want Bahama.
Look at the camera.
We want Bahama to
So
work.
Sarkis could tell. See,
Yeah, we
look
want-
at camera number 3.
Yeah, we want Bahama to work. The reason for that is because we're looking for Bahama to work in the best interest of the Bahamian people and our economy.
But
it is here. You can't pick it up and throw it into the sea. It's there.
Well, I know you can't because I've been trying to get that to go in the sea for months.
So we have to look at what it is,
But my
accept
lord.
what it is, you know.
But look what
and
they do.
We're gonna have to move on.
It appears that every government have jammed Sarkis. First, Sarkis said the PLP jammed him. Jam.
I think Sarkis.
Now Sarkis is accusing the FNM. Who is jamming Sarkis?
I don't know. I hate politics, you know, because I see what politics does to people. But apparently, it seems as if Mr. Ismailian was promised something by someone.
Well, they better deliver.
All right, because he's
It
not
ain't
walking
fair
around.
to treat this white man like that.
Yeah, and he's a resident.
All right?
He's a resident of the country. So,
But tell the FNM, tell your...
no,
tell them.
I'm not getting in that. We're gonna have to let this play out. Let us play out and see what happens.
Suckers! I'm sympathetic to you, you know, because Carl said there is nothing. But I'll tell you what you need to do when I come back. Because you need to hold them by their political balls and squeeze it, suckers. It's your money, and it's payback time for suckers. This is Freedom March. I'll be back to help suckers.
Do you have something to say to the senator? Call Freedom March at 323-7775. Toll free from anywhere in the Bahamas at 242-300-0045. Freedom March with Rodney Monker, only on ILTV. This is Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live here on ILTV in beautiful, beautiful Nassau, Bahamas, where there's mass confusion over Bahama. We all thought it would have been a blessing, but by grab, what mass confusion. And so, I don't know what to do. But I'm beginning to feel that suckers need to adopt a new strategy. Forget the lawyers, forget the accountants, and find me and the spiritual advisor. And between your prayer and my mother's wit, we can solve your problem. Welcome to Freedom March. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm great, sir.
What's on your mind?
Yes, Mr. Monker. And your spiritual advisor,
How you doing?
is he married?
My spiritual advisor, are you married?
I'm divorced.
He's divorced.
Okay. Well, I'm just feeling a connection here. See, sometimes when you go up and, being a spiritual advisor, they seem to ask a lot of questions.
Okay.
And,
is it political, this connection that you have?
but you have an excellent spirit.
Oh, hallelujah.
Oh.
You mean the spiritual advisor has an excellent spirit?
Yes.
He's
and
a man
again,
of God.
With the PLP and FNM, the young people thought that the grass looked greener on the other side.
Yes.
But now they realize that it's not.
Wow. Well, we have to educate them and put them in the streets.
They were playing Abraham and Lot.
Wow.
And now, looking back, they're seeing so much wrong. And it takes God to correct it. But my spiritual advisor, I will say to you and Reverend Monker,
go ahead, speak to me.
I believe in the power of prayer.
Okay.
That only prayer can turn this nation.
That is
we
true.
have to continue to pray. Have some people call your program to pray. Have some intercessors to pray. Because everybody calling in, some are upset. They got the enemy is out. God is saying to some of us, they're asking, the enemy, the ministers are not preaching that the enemy is tied. The devil loose now.
Wow.
The devil was never tied. He told God that he's to and fro the earth, seeking whom he may destroy.
That is gospel.
And he's seeking. And he's on a mission.
To destroy.
And we, the people of God, we got to tear down his kingdom. And I come against it with the blood of Jesus. I pull it down today in the name of Jesus. Mr. Monka, I cover you in the blood. I cover your spiritual advisor in the blood. Because the enemy, sweetie, they're out. And they're out full force.
We thank you.
I plead the blood.
For the fire.
No weapon that is formed against you shall prosper.
Amen.
Absolutely.
We thank you very much.
And I give God thanks for you today.
Absolutely.
I watch you all the time. I don't watch your things, but I don't know why. I just
God
feeling
you.
some vibes from you all today.
We thank you.
And continue.
We thank you
to
very
be a light.
much. We have to let you go
in
now.
the dark places.
God bless you.
In Jesus' name.
God bless you. God bless you. Hello. Welcome to Freedom March. Hello. 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 Okay. Do I have another person? Hello.
Hello, Mr. Manka.
Sir.
God save the Queen.
God save our gracious Queen.
it would appear that Mr. Ismailian is now pushing his chips in the middle of the table.
Wow, what kind of game is this you're talking about?
And when playing poker and you begin to sort of up the ante, you only do that when you're holding good cards.
Wow. Do you think he has a good hand?
And I would say to those that are in authority now, if Mr. Sarkis Ismailian kept emails and whatnot on Drew Fitzgerald,
oh, Jesus have mercy.
Is it possible that he have some type of email or some type of recording or some type of trump card on any of the new administrators?
I can assure you that he has nothing on the F&M. These are clean people. Ain't got nothing on them.
You sure?
Menace clean. Michael Pentard clean. They're all clean. I got to let you go, but you have given me a powerful proposition.
Yeah,
Thank you.
He's on to something.
All righty.
Welcome to Freedom March. Hello?
Hello?
Sir?
Yes.
What's on your mind?
Yes, 860.
Yes.
We feel that you should run for Prime Minister.
Goodness me, you're going to cause people to curse me out. I
No,
think
they're not
at
gonna curse
60,
you out.
I don't think I should run now. I tired.
I think, well, if you're not running, then you should walk then.
Well, listen, after suffering from the minute's experience, I don't want to run. I want money. So you want my service?
Well, faith
Pay
without
me.
works is dead, you know.
Huh?
Faith without works is dead.
I got plenty faith, but if you
And
want
can
my
pray as much
political
as you want,
advice,
but you got to go to work.
I agree with you. You want my political advice? Don't promise me nothing political.
Well, we don't want to promise you to you. We just figure you should walk for it then, since you don't want to run for it.
Goodness of mercy. Let me pray over that. I thank you.
Again, faith without works is dead, so don't use praying. You have to do something about the prayer.
Let me pray over that. Okay?
Okay, all right, 860.
I thank you for your kind words.
All right, my friend, yes.
Okay. Hello. Welcome to Freedom March. My spiritual advisor, it's a ball of confusion. It's just amazing. It cannot be the works of the Lord. Here, as we examine the Senator Fred Mitchell, he says, let's see what the Bahama Journal says. Senator Fred Mitchell fired back at the original Bahama developer, Sarkis Ismailian, for his comments regarding the previous administration's handling of the stalled multi-billion-dollar resort. In a scorching verbal assault during his contribution to the 2017-2018 budget communication debate in the Senate yesterday, Mr. Mitchell called the statement offensive. The press statement, which appears to be operating on behalf of Bahama, is offensive, and I remind him, if he does not want to be in the Bahamas, he can leave, Mr. Mitchell said. I have explained time again, he is a failed developer. He defaulted on his loan to the bank not once, but twice. The Bahamas government tried to help him on 2 occasions. Scotiabank had to take a cut at the intervention of the government. On the last occasion, the developer filed for bankruptcy while negotiating with the Prime Minister of the country. His board put the country in bankruptcy. The statement from Mr. Ismailian, BMD Holdings, on Sunday called for the investigation undertaken by the gaming board to grant CDFE's casino license to be reopened, and its finding made public, and further stated that BMD is now considering legal options against the parties involved in the heads of terms between the Export-Import Bank of China, China State Construction, and the government. It's one ball of confusion. It's amazing, my spiritual advisor. I think we have to come back to this again tomorrow.
Yeah, well, the way the bank works, if you borrow money to build a house, right, and you promise the bank that you would meet your monthly obligations, and you fail to do so, after 90 days, the bank then send you a letter letting you know that you have 90 days behind your mortgage, and you must come into the bank to find a way to resolve that issue. If you do go, and they find a way to rewrite your mortgage, and then let's say about 6 months to a year later you default again, and then you're not able to satisfy the bank, then the house goes into foreclosure.
Wow.
It takes a while before that actually happens, but when it does go into foreclosure and if it goes on the market for sale and there's a viable buyer, then you would lose that home. That's just the way it works, you know.
But in a mortgage situation, the bank can't just foreclose. It has to go to court and get a court order. Yeah. I happen to be sitting in the court when Scotiabank bought a Negro client before the then Chief Justice, Sir Michael Barnett, to evict. And Sir Michael cursed the bank out. Man, he cursed the bank out. He said, yeah, I'm going to give you the order. Yeah, I'm going to order you to evict him, but you're only no good. And Sir Michael cursed them out, the Chief Justice. And as he cursed them out, I said, wow, what a powerful judge with a social conscience, a moral conscience. He said to the bank, listen, you know, could have extended, but since you all have hard heart, Sir Michael Barnett will go down in history as perhaps one of the greatest Chief Justice with a social conscience who cursed out Scotiabank. And then after he finished cursing out Scotiabank, he cursed out the lawyer. Man, Sir Michael was good. I was so proud. That was the first time I ever felt like being a lawyer. I said, wow, what if I was the judge of the court? I would subpoena the general manager and hold him in contempt, you know, and have him sit in the central police station.
The whole thing about mortgage, you must be able to satisfy the bank that you're able to pay it back. You know, the bank is not into buying properties or selling them. But, you know, once you decide you're going to take out a mortgage, you got to satisfy the bank. That's the reality. Or else the other buyer who satisfied the bank will get the property.
Tomorrow, if it is God's will, we're going to look at Dr. Sands, Dr. Dwayne Sands. They say he explained why National Health Insurance job cut. Dr. Sands, what time is that? It's the people's time. I don't care how the F&M keep the people on the job. Put them on the job, or there's going to be social and political unrest. Okay? We can look at that tomorrow. But today, there's a wonderful article in the Nassau Guardian in which Fred Mitchell, the former Minister of Tourism, he says an interesting thing. He tells the country he's not going to put no unnecessary political pressure or blame on my cousin, the former Prime Minister, Cousin Perry Christie. And I'm going to look at that tomorrow as well, because it is a lesson for PLPs to learn. Leave Christie alone. He already accepted responsibility. What y'all want? Y'all want blood? Huh? I'm prepared to allow you to have a pound of Mr. Christie's flesh as long as he doesn't bleed. Hello? Anybody on the phone? Welcome to Freedom March.
Mr. Mungo.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
I am fine. What's on your mind?
Man, listen, God save the Queen.
Say that one more time.
The thing that is on my mind is, who do you think should run Bahama?
Who should run Bahama?
Yes, sir. Who do you think?
Well, I was at Bahama at the official opening, and I had a complaint. There was a multi-billion-dollar resort, and all I asked for was what? What did I ask for? I said, listen, do you have any, what's the thing name? What I like to drink?
That's bread.
Apple cider.
I asked for apple cider.
Yes, sir.
And there, that hotel couldn't find me no apple cider. I row. Then they find a small glass for me, and I say, bring a bottle. Because meanwhile, the elites were drinking some of the most expensive wine and champagne. And all I wanted was apple cider. So I have to think about it. But for the time being, the legitimate owners has it.
Just don't forget who brought in the company.
Who brought them in?
It's Marillion.
It's Marillion?
Rosewood, the Hyatt.
Really?
Let's get it together now.
It was the Ismailian who brought them in.
He is the man with the plan and the idea.
Wow.
Come on, my brother.
Teach
God
me.
save the Queen. I'll let you think about it.
I shall think about it. God save the Queen. And then the F&M seems to be upset over 1,200 Chinese. When it was Papa. Papa bring the Chinese in.
Some 8,500.
And they had so much Chinese Papa then bring in. Some of them was in Crocossac. That is true. Says F&M. More Chinese. There was in Crocossac. All kind of Chinese. Now, all kind of nonsense. Huh? Do I have any text?
Let me read some text.
Read some text, my spiritual advisor.
Mr. Monka, the F&M has no plans. Wasn't their manifesto a carbon copy of the JLP out of Jamaica?
That is what I've been told. But I've never checked the JLP manifesto. But I'm told it was as Jamaican as the Yaddies were.
Yeah, I guess the voters were so fed up with the PLP at the time that they didn't care. Kwesi Thompson is being disingenuous. All Grand Bahamians knew the state of the island after the hurricane. 1.7 million is peanuts.
Wow.
Mr. Monka, just want you to know that you're doing a great job. The F&M and Menace is not good for the country at all. I am sitting back with my popcorn and watching a great movie and as it all unfolds before our very own eyes. Keep up the good work.
We thank you for your kind comments.
Good day, Mr. Monk. I need you to please talk to Dr. Menace. A large amount of young people were disengaged this week. And my God, Menace promised, he promised it was the people's time. We believed in him and we gave him our vote. Senator, whose time is it?
It's them people time. But we could fight Menace in a democratic way, in a peaceful way, by marching. Don't forget, Menace show us how to march on Paradise Island. And in the process, he incited and excited, and the people then pushed on the foreign owners' fence. We give Menace a dose of his own political medicine. It's time to march peacefully. Peacefully. Go ahead, my spiritual.
Mr. Monka, advise Mr. Ismailian to look for business interests on the island of Grand Bahama.
Wow.
Furthermore, Mr. Monka, the caller that called about Freeport, Grand Bahama. Mr. Monka, further to the caller about Freeport, the Grand Bahama port was and is responsible for Freeport area. The central government is responsible for the settlements. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Let's see what else we have here. Mr. Monka, I heard on the news that Diana Swan is no longer at ZNAS.
Where is she?
Yeah, they let her go.
Gone where? They fire her?
Yeah.
My God.
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, she was.
So much things are happening in the country. Welcome to Freedom March. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Monka, how many ministers are in the House of Assembly with the FNM? I'm not hearing anything about any ministers even coming on, even with prayer or anything. I know in the Lanisha, I know Brother Vaughn, I know a few of them, Emmanuel.
Well, you have to
What's
say
going on with prayer?
You mean ministers of the gospel?
Right.
Yes, of the gospel of
Okay.
Christ.
Well, I know that Minister Lanisha Roll is a pastor. That's what I've been told, right?
Is she?
Yes.
And then,
Yes,
of
I know
course,
her mother too.
Warren Miller. He's a minister. Who else?
Reuben Raman?
Yes. Reuben Ramming.
But all those ministers in the house?
Well,
What is going on?
The only two that I have confidence in is Lanisha Roll and Warren Miller. I believe that both of them are saved. But I know that Reuben isn't saved. Okay?
My great God from Zion.
Yeah.
And something got to be done. All of this corrupt and all of this stuff that they're talking about and people are calling, there's no prayer involved. Nothing come up as yet. I'm still waiting.
I'm going to talk to Minister Warren Miller. He's a praying man. I know that Lanisha is a praying woman, but Pastor Reuben Ramming, he ain't safe. I know that for a fact.
And then Michael Pine as well. You forgot him?
Michael Pine, well, he's a pastor. Listen, I got another caller and the time is running out on me. Call me tomorrow.
Okay.
All right. Hello, welcome to Freedom Match.
Hi, how you doing?
I am fine. What's on your mind?
Okay, you don't forget Miriam Emanuel.
Yes, listen.
Right.
I'll hang up.
No, hold on. Go back on hold and give that man your number again.
Mary Manuel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let me read this
powerful.
text.
Oh, that's what she was telling me.
Yeah.
Yes. She was saying to me that Mother Miriam is a saved woman. That is true. I met her at Arawaki. She's a wonderful woman. It's true.
So this whole F&M team is extremely religious. Just about.
Look. Minister Emmanuel, saved woman. Minister Lanisha Rowell, she's saved. Minister Warren Miller, he's saved. But Minister Reuben Ramming.
Reuben Ramming got to be saved.
No, Reuben ain't saved. Take it from me. I have reasons. Reuben ain't saved. He might be half saved, but certainly he's... And Darren Henfield is a pastor? Goodness me, I didn't know that he's a pastor. Okay. I can't comment on him. I don't know him too well. I'm waiting on my police report on him, and then after I've received that, I'll be able to tell you how safe he is. But I don't know. Read some more text, my son. Have another caller. Welcome to Freedom Match.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Okay. I spoke with you already. I just need to get a number.
Okay, take my number.
No, for the spiritual advisor.
Oh,
Remember?
oh yeah, you got that biblical question.
Yes.
All right, 423
Mm-hmm.
0675.
Sorry?
423 0675.
Thank you so much.
You got it?
Yes.
Have a good evening.
Thank you too. Bye-bye.
All right.
My spiritual advisor, read more text.
Hi, Senator. You look so great in that bright color shirt and nice red tie.
Well, listen, red is the symbol of my no-good party, the F&M.
And they're saying something about putting a curse on the Start Care and Bahama. We don't encourage stuff like that. I'm sorry about that. Sorry about that, the one who texted this information. Yeah, we don't do no cursing on the Freedom March. We blessing. We're not cursing. Good afternoon, Senator and Spiritual Advisor. Please summon the MP to assist the good people with, if only, an ATM machine with the bank closes.
Wow.
Also, the Ministry of Consumer Affairs needs to examine the shop prices. They're also, because the merchants are taking advantage of the people. Where's this, though?
Yeah,
they need help.
Okay.
It's the people's time. They're not identifying this
Let me just
location.
read this quick one. Do you know Dr. Sands has fired half of the National Health Insurance staff who works in the clerk area? Dr. Sands, I got to talk to you, man. Don't fire no more people. If anybody will fire them, let Minister do it himself. But I don't need you to fire the people them. Hi, Mr. Monka. I'm from Savannah Song, and I watch you every day. Continue to do well. Could you give a shout out to my Grammy, Winifred Clark in Savannah Song, who watches you every day? Hello, Mrs. Clark. My grandma's a Clark, okay? And I'm honored to hear that you're watching Freedom March. We thank you. Read Spiritual Advisor.
Good evening, Mr. Monka. It's a pleasure watching your show from Pinedale, 8 Mile Rock.
Wow, 8 Mile Rock. How are you? And are you feeling the benefits of the new government? Let me know, eh? Okay. Go ahead, my spiritual.
Let's see what else we have.
Monka, sir, are we going to investigate the $250,000 bathroom on Sanders Beach, since we want accountability, let's check everything. It's on my mind. Wow. Now listen, Papa was prime minister when they built that $250,000 bathroom. Okay? I don't think we need to investigate that. Okay? I got to look out for Papa.
Senator, if Lanisha and Warren are religious ministers, why are they not giving the poor people food and social services? They both are in charge.
Sir, you have Bahamians and non-Bahamians working in the Bahamas and not getting paid check. The fish fry, some have not get paid for the year. And last year, the year before, I'm a waitress because you're making 15%. They want to hold on your money. You work for. You can't go to the board. Wow. It must be stopped. Give me a call so I could curse them out. It's against the law to work people and don't pay them. Slavery has been abolished. All right? It's so sad. The fact that people are being worked. All right?
Not being paid.
And not being paid.
Yeah, that's wrong.
All
so
right?
wrong.
You shouldn't do that. Person work, pay them. Because there's dignity in work. And after a man began to work, he looked forward to payday, to take care of responsibility. My spiritual advisor, would you please tell these people who are working people to pay?
They should pay.
They should pay.
Absolutely.
Look, tomorrow, if it's God's will, we're going to talk more about the confusion at Bahama and what are the other responses. Candia, don't feel bad. I see your soccer article. I'll talk about it tomorrow if it is God's will. I'll see y'all. Take good care.
The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Monker, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2017. All rights are reserved.